Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to the Air Canada Centre. Paul Hendrick and Bob McGills. We get you set for tonight's game with the Carolina Hurricanes. And, Bob, it's going to be a good hockey game and an opportunity here for the Leafs to make some hay after a series in the schedule that saw them play 16 of their last 24 away. They're at home. The bags are unpacked. It's time to pick up some victories.
Well, you're right. You look at before the Christmas break here, they've got 6 games. In the first 5, 4 of them are at home. And the one road game is against the Buffalo Sabres, just up the QEW. So I think this is a hugely important stretch for this hockey club. And I think that they've got to get back to where they started the season. That 4-0-1 string to kick off the season with the first 5 games at the Air Canada Centre. And home hasn't been the friendliest place of late here for the Toronto Maple Leafs at home. So I think they've got to kick it off here tonight against Carolina with a big victory to get things back rolling in their direction.
Well, we've talked about the penalty kill and how it has to get better, but let's talk about a sleeping giant that has to awaken sometime soon. That's Nick Kuhlman. Yeah. It's hard to believe what has happened to him here, but the goals have got to start going in for him.
Well, 22 games now without a goal, and for a guy that scored 30 goals last year and certainly one of their top players throughout the course of the season last year, not that he's played bad hockey, you know, he does a lot of other things very well, but you know, in critical situations where they need goals, Nick Kuhlman's got to be a guy that you got to depend on to provide some offense for your hockey club, and that hasn't transpired as of late, and certainly he's a guy that they need to get going, and if he can get going, I think that really bodes well for this team as they move forward.
Nothing wrong with a little extra sandpaper on the lineup as well. Should help the penalty kill. Colby Armstrong, his second game back will be tonight.
Well, it's hard to believe he's only played 6 games so far this year. And, you know, I often joke with Colby that if he didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all. So it's amazing. Hopefully this string of injuries are behind him now. And it'd be great to see him in the lineup on a consistent basis from here on through. And I think that the penalty killing definitely needs a guy like him to get in there, help block some shots, to stabilize some things. You know, that's something that's been a huge thorn in their side over as of late, and hopefully Colby's going to provide that. And that little bit of sandpaper, as you spoke of, Paul, I think is something that really adds to this hockey club.
James Reimer will get the start here tonight. I suspect the monster in Buffalo, and Reimer back against Vancouver Saturday. His 4th game since coming back. I think he's got something to prove.
Well, he does. No question about that. I think that, you know, 0-2-1 in his first 3 starts, and not that he's played, you know, poorly, but tonight's the night. He's got to get back in the win column. You know, I think this is a chance where if you look at what Jonas Gustafsson has done in his last little bit before Reimer came back in the lap, won 5 of 6 games. And I think that that's put some pressure certainly on James Reimer, but this is the time where he's got to step up and prove that he wants to be the #1 goaltender for this hockey club as they move forward. And when you look at what's in the rearview mirror right now, those teams are really starting to, you know, get up tight, and it's starting to feel a little uncomfortable. So I think their goaltending has got to solidify itself, and it starts with James Reimer, and hopefully that's going to be here tonight.
Well, the Leafs have just won once in their last 7 home games. Carolina comes to Toronto having lost 7 of their past 8. Something has to give. Tonight, the game on Sportsnet at 7. We here at Leafs TV will kick it off with Gate 5 Live at 6, followed by our Molson Canadian Leaf Nation pregame show at 6:30. On behalf of Bob, I'm Paul. We'll see you tonight right here on Leafs TV.